Yo, how is it going, everybody? It is I, your sadistic spirit guide, Yokai Papi Wolf, back to bring you another episode of Remake Our Life. And Remake Our Life, episode 4, is probably one of the most, I guess you could say, surreal episodes. It's an episode that really does it's the definition of tough love. And, you know, sometimes you just need to tell somebody the actual truth and, you know, put them on the right path. And what I love about this episode is the technique in which it's done. There's somebody who, you know, kind of checks a person. When you check a person out of love and check a person out of just jealousy, it's a very significant. There's a very significant tone in which that is done. You get awfully personal. You get awfully intrusive, and it is just. It can honestly make or break someone. It can either light a fire under them, or it can push somebody into it can push somebody into abandoning everything they know and love. It is quite insane. It is very difficult, and sometimes it can be just seen as just cruel and mean. But often enough, those are the kind of things that we do need in life in order to push us into the right spotlight, to say, you know, per se, to like keep us going in a direction in which it's most appropriate for us to achieve our dreams. And I feel like this is kind of shown in this episode. I mean, look, the episode begins with with Team Kitayama, and they're already recording. We already have a significant time skip in semesters, because now Kawasegawa and the athletic dude are now part of their team. So now they've added 2 new members to the team, and they're recording this beach movie. And, you know, of course, you gotta give it to Kyoya. He's trying his hardest not to be like, look at the beautiful women in the bikinis. He's very wholesome. He's a 28-year-old man, so like his hormones are like, mentally his hormones are not raging. To him, he's already almost a full-grown adult. Like, this is to him, this is just like being polite and mannerful is better than letting my desires get the better of me. Which you gotta give it credit to, man. Like, that's a beautiful concept, and that is like something very beautiful to like really hold on to and like allow him to like feel and whatnot. Other than that, like it is pretty solid of an episode. We do see the collision between Tsurayuki and Kawasegawa, because they both have ideas for the script. You know, Tsurayuki's he's very much a purist. He likes the form in which he writes, and he feels like if he has to tweak anything, it's gonna just like, it's already perfect as it is, but to make tweaks, to make edits, he has to work around that and like rework everything so that it fits perfectly. It's really hard for him, but he's very passionate about his thing. And of course, out of all people, Kawasegawa was the one person who just challenging everything. She's like, no, dude, the final edits can literally make it or break the movie. And, you know, of course, they eventually showed the movie, and it is fantastic. It's good. It's nice. It's a very much, on paper, it's an A+. But, Kawasegawa says that this movie is lacking the umph, and he of course, Kyoya goes, what do you mean lacking the umph? Is it just there's something that's missing? There's something that's keeping this from being 100. And of course, Kyoya's really thinking. He's thinking back to himself in the very least, thinking, I wonder what she means. Then the next movie comes on, and although it is not A+ material, the acting in it is fucking phenomenal. It is just pure, I don't even say talent, it's just pure work, acting that has been crafted, that has been literally expanded on, that's been pushed, that's been, to lack for a better word, not perfected, but it's the technique at the very least is probably perfected. And it just leaves Nanako just speechless. And of course, in that very moment, Kyoya realizes what they're lacking in their movie. It's that raw, pure talent. It's the talent of somebody who is acting, not someone who's trying to act. Someone who is acting and putting their all in the role. Nanako sees this, and she's at the very, very least just taken aback, noticing the very gap between her talent and the talent of somebody who is really taking it seriously. And I gotta give it to Nanako, because I've been in that position. I've worked with actors who are just fucking phenomenal. I used to be in acting, and very much in college I've worked with people who I consider some of the greatest actors I've ever seen. I've had chances to work with them. My alone talent is very character based. I can very much do that. But to go into the depths, to really get into the roots of a character, to really push myself in this role, to take an acting role seriously. I am not a serious actor, but I can take the role seriously. Do you understand what I mean by the difference of that? And it is very much that. It is not something casual for me. When I go into acting, I first thing I want to do before I do anything is I learn the lines. So that way I don't need to worry about the words. Now I gotta give the words feelings. I have to become the character has to become me. It has to be a two-way streak. That way we both see each other through both worlds, and then we find that middle ground, and then I present the lines, and then I find the way of speaking, then I find the way of moving. It is very much a deconstructive product of like yourself and a character. And that much thought into it is the bare minimum. Something I believe Nanako hasn't ever truly done. I believe she's just, read lines and put some feeling in it, but she hasn't never been putting the work into it. And Kawasegawa sees that, and everyone sees that. And although Kitayama wins the project, they come in first place, Nanako goes and tells the professor, well, like, why? And he goes, look, your movie overall is fantastic. You guys just lacked a little on the acting side, but still, overall, it's powerful. The other team with the amazing actor, an actor alone doesn't sell the movie. You can't rely on someone's just pure talent to carry everything. And that's why you guys won, and they lost. Plus, this, of course, sends Nanako on this spiraling of trying to figure out what she wants to do. Kawasegawa notices, hell, so does Kyoya. And they're just kind of discussing, like, so what do we, like, is there anything we can say to her? Is there anything we can do to her? He's like, no. Let her figure it out on her own. Of course, they're at a karaoke bar, so singing is going to happen. Nanako sings, and Kawasegawa gets right up and she goes, look, you took singing seriously, and look how beautiful you sounded. It just spits on the craft of acting the way you just did it like that. It is disgusting. And because of that, this sends Nanako in a spiral. She's just angry. She's like, what do you mean? Like, you think I try to take acting, like, she basically gets checked to the point where she goes, like, you don't even take acting seriously. I guarantee you're doing acting because you can't do singing, and that is just, you're obviously not, your heart's not in it. Which does touch Nanako in a way. It makes her want to slap Kawasegawa. Everyone is trying to stop this, and then Kawasegawa leaves, Nanako leaves, and it just leaves this bad taste in everyone's mouth. But it's very true. For Nanako, being tone deaf is her main excuse and reason why she can't be a singer. She just thinks there's a pitch that she can't hit, there's a certain frequency that it just lacks, and it's always gonna bug her. To everyone else, she can have an amazing voice, but when you have like that tone deafness and you feel like there's something that just isn't hitting, it really can throw it off. Remember, our like the ears hearing itself, we do a lot more than we're probably consciously perceiving. Our very balance is done from our ears. Our whole equilibrium is done from our ears. So I understand in that aspect why being tone deaf can really hurt your chances of being a singer, but there are ways around it. And eventually, after discussing with Kawasegawa, who was trying to quit the team, he says, no, like, look, this is something that Nanako needed to hear so it can push her in the right direction. Of course, after cashing in favors and hearing music in a game and remembering that he at one time had to be an audio engineer because Kyoya basically did everything in his future life, where he was an office assistant and a productionist. He literally did everything. The fact that Kyoya knows how to do music engineering at the very bare minimum kind of sucks that he had to learn how to do that. But the very light tweaking he was able to do to Nanako's voice, because after he was inspired, having to do a huge amount of tweaking for a singer who was awfully trash for a video game, it is enough to really give Nanako that pitch, that sound that she really enjoys hearing. And when he's able to play the Rurouni Kenshin theme, out of all things, the Rurouni Kenshin opening song for her, she cries and breaks down. She goes, I never thought I could hear myself in that. He goes, look, I barely touched the song. I just pitched the audio. I just tweaked it a tad bit. Everything here is you. It just inspires Nanako to really pursue her passion and pursue her dream. And it really does present this aspect. It really does present this theme of like, there are moments in life where you're gonna have to, you know, pick between what you love and what you think you can do or what you can do. And on top of that too, it's also, if you're gonna do something you love, do it with passion, do it with all seriousness. Don't be afraid to have fun and be serious about something, because if you are serious about it enough, people can see, people can tell, people can obviously see someone who's just having fun and someone who's takes the craft to the utmost, like, sincerity. And I gotta say, like, Kawasegawa was a tough bitch, but I love her regard. I love her, the way she came at Nanako. It wasn't meant to push her down, but it came from a sense of jealousy and a sense of like hope that this will shake her up. But Kawasegawa came at her way too hard, I think, in this episode, just a tad bit. She could have done it nicer. She could have said like, look, I wish I could have a talent like yours, but I don't, because you have the star power and I barely have, and I just have a power that doesn't really shine as bright as yours. Which makes me think that this is what's gonna happen. I think Nanako is a famous singer in like the original timeline, and we just never saw her. Or maybe she's not. I don't know. I have no idea. But anyways, guys, yeah, this episode honestly was pretty great. I like the seriousness of it. The last couple episodes have been like very like, you know, solve the problem and the solution way, but this one got a little more real with like checking somebody on like their gift and whatnot. It really is a good show. I love this show. Honestly, I love this show so much. It's so good, it's so fun, it's very much my favorite. I dropped girlfriend because it was just too, like, it wasn't anything I really enjoyed covering. It was just cool, it was fun. But this anime right here is something I really love covering. There's so much to dissect, there's so much to pick apart, and there's so much to play with. This anime is like my favorite to cover on the channel. Anyways, guys, this is gonna be it for Remake Our Life. If I had to give this a rating, I'd give it a B+. It was a great episode. I liked it a lot. It was fun. The skipping around, the jumping is kind of making me wish we'd slow it down a bit, but I understand they're in college, and especially visual arts where that takes like years. It's okay to jump around, I guess. But anyways, guys, this is gonna be it for your boy Papi Wolf. Say peace out, peace and love, and adios. Bye.